Hello, AfterBuzz TV Drag Race fans. We are bringing you Drag Race from across the pond with RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Stay tuned for our preview.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I like this music.
Is that the flag?
It feels like we're on some sort of sitcom.
Yeah.
Hi guys, we are back bringing you an American take on a British show.
Yes.
I am your host, 123 Jackie B, and with me as always, my lovely panel, Mark J. Freeman, aka Lorraine Love.
Welcome, everybody. I'm going to do a British accent as best I can the whole show, if you guys don't mind. Is that okay?
You sound like Judi Dench.
Okay.
Someone in the UK can tell me what part of UK I'm from by the accent I'm doing.
Oh, is that Cockney? Well, I don't think it's UK.
You're from somewhere
A
in
little
the ocean.
Cockney. A little Cockney because I like the word cock.
Oh, God.
And next to me is the beautiful and vivacious.
I'm vivacious?
Vivacious,
Okay,
darling.
I'll take it. I
Vivacious.
have to Google that later. Hi, guys. It's me, Jayla Roxxxy, and I'm back in the building.
Woohoo!
I don't have a UK accent, but I'm from Uranus. I'll take that one.
Oh, yes.
And
sitting next to Vivacious is Ornacia.
Ornacia.
Or Ollie Drennan. That's my name. I almost forgot it. I'm so excited to be back, everyone. I'm a little buzzed at the moment, but I'm so excited.
Are you?
A little bit.
She's a drinker.
I just came from brunch. But yeah, let's do this, Jackie.
Guys, you're going to have to stay excited for our terrible British accents for the entire season.
I think I won't try to do it for all 8 episodes, 10 episodes. I'm going to try. I'm really going to try. And maybe I will get me some bookings.
Oh, no.
You sound like
We're getting
Forrest
country.
Gump.
We're getting country now. This is not okay. We need to stop this. We need to stop this.
Now
Not
I'm
okay.
doing it the whole time.
Just a brief moment to thank everyone who's watching us live. Andrew Lestrange, Nakia Emmanuel.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
James,
Foxy Fox.
Foxy Fox and Ryan B. and Jordan Wagner.
Wagner.
That's it.
Thank you guys for tuning in live. As always, if you give comments or if you tune in live, you may get a cool shout out. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And if you read us, we're going to read you back in the comments. So it's been so long since I said that. So, God, it feels good.
What were your overall thoughts of UK in general? We'll get into the queens and into the preview and everything, but just like your overall thoughts. I myself am just really excited because I love that like dry British sense of humor.
Yes.
And so I'm just really excited to see skits with British drag queens with their wacky zany sense of humor. That's like what I'm all about right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to save you for last.
Save me for last.
Okay.
That's
We're
fine.
gonna
That's
save-
fine. Because I'm hard to understand, you see, with my accent.
They only come to watch the shade, so we're going to save you for last. I want to hear what you got to say. So I'm going to say mine first. I am excited that we're going across the pond, as you say. I've seen a lot of UK shows and a lot of UK movies, like Death at a Funeral and, you know, all these things. I'm just glad they don't take themselves too seriously, like the girls here, and they're going to just have fun.
Yeah.
They're all campy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the huge theme of this season is camp, and I think that's something that drag is kind of forgetting a little bit nowadays. Like in the U.S., I think it's so much about like looks and cosmetics,
glamour,
and
yeah. How much you spend.
Yeah, it's what about the fun part of drag, and so I'm really excited because I feel like honestly I'm a little uneducated about the UK and like all of the European like influences and references that come across the pond, but like we don't know where. It's like we almost as if we steal them a little bit in a sense, and it's like I'm excited to give credit to these queens from across the pond. I keep saying that. I don't know because there's so.
Where is this pond y'all keep talking about?
I mean, we're learning.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, Great Britain is made up of several countries, so it's like we're learning about different countries as well. I mean, there was one queen who said that they'd love to get married, but it's not legal in Northern Ireland.
Right.
Yes.
And I didn't even think about that, you know.
And it'll be educational for everyone across the pond. I keep saying it.
Across
but
the
like,
pond.
you know, I think we're also in a bubble in LA a little bit, so we don't really think about how life is for those people and, you know, overseas. So it's nice that they'll have like a queer friendly show to kind of like help educate the masses.
Ollie,
Why
2020.
crickets? Why give me crickets?
So I asked,
It was a soundboard, sorry.
I asked everyone on the panel who were their favorite queens from Meet the Queens. So, Jayla.
I have to go with. I actually know one of the girls, so I'm playing favorites this season again. So Blue Hydrangea.
Yes.
I did like her
She's
video.
a Batney girl, so I feel I'm proud. So good for her.
I liked her explanation of her name. I thought like the nail and then becoming something beautiful. I liked that explanation.
It was a reach, but I liked it. Good for her.
Girl.
It's beautiful. I'm sure it was.
No.
Ollie.
Oh, well, Jayla's...
We have these lovely shade buttons.
Yes. Every time you hear the shade button sound effect, you should maybe drink if you're of age. Yeah.
Or under.
Well, Jayla stole my my favorite queen. But you know what? I'm kind of really digging, maybe not even one of my favorites, but I actually am really interested in getting to know Scaredy Cat. Because Scaredy Cat is a queen who's 19. Granted, overseas it's what's the drinking age?
16 in
16.
England.
So it's like when I heard a 19-year-old is going to be on the show.
In England, I don't know about the other countries.
That's culture shock for me as someone who's like so used to being 21 and like that's the drinking age. So I'm so interested to see what Scaredy Cat has to bring to this competition. And this is a queen who's maybe not as experienced as some of the other queens. So I think there's something special about a queen who is more like vulnerable, I guess, and who hasn't really experienced maybe the nightlife, I guess. Like a bedroom queen. Because I think there's something very underrated about Scaredy Cat.
What's a bedroom queen?
Like someone who just kind of performs in their bedroom. And like,
well, I'm a bedroom queen. Yeah, I do that.
Me too. But like, let's give this opportunity to a queen like Scaredy Cat to see what they have to offer.
I thought
already everyone's underestimating her.
I completely agree with you. I'm actually like Scaredy Cat was one of the ones that stood out to me. Yeah, but I also thought of you when I saw Scaredy Cat because she does have that kind of like Japanese manga anime look, and I was like, I bet Ollie would like this.
And also bisexual representation. I think she's bisexual.
Well, she seemed like to say polyamorous towards the end, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But I also liked that she had this kind of like very ab-fab kind of sense of humor and that's what I'm getting excited for this season. So I was like, I'm looking out for her because I feel like she has a wicked sense of humor.
I just think it's cool to like kind of see queens that you don't automatically recognize, like, oh, so-and-so, like I've seen them at the clubs, whatnot, and now they're on Drag Race. So it's cool to see a queen that isn't recognizable,
Well, they're all unrecognizable to me. But I'm getting
except for your girl Blue.
That don't mean I ever met her. I just love all the girls. Congratulations, all of you, for making it to UK. Welcome to the family. We can't wait to tear you apart this season. All
Mark,
right,
your face.
My top, I had top two, was Blue Hydrangea. She just, when I watched it way back, I watched it when it first came out, she stood out right away. And then this time I watched it again a couple times preparing for this. And Bag of Chips and Hydrangea, who were the first two that are in the series when you're watching the Meet the Queens. Bag of Chips, she just seemed, I didn't love her look on the Meet the Queen necessarily, but when they did the side-by-side and they were showing other photos of her, I thought, oh, okay, cool, I like that. She just really stood out to me. She seemed very polished. She seemed very funny. She seemed very likable. She just seemed on it. She just, you know what I mean? Like she didn't miss a beat when they were asking the questions. And the other one and it was so funny because the first time I watched it, I was like, mess. But when I watched it again, she became somebody that I was like more interested in was Vinegar Strokes. I wrote down on my note card about her that she's somebody I think that I would really enjoy hanging out with personally. Her personality. I don't like her look on the Meet the Queen. I'm like, girl, what is this?
I almost thought that was Meatball for a quick second. Like when I saw the first thing, I thought it was Meatball.
I did. Yeah, I kind of was like
a little bit.
But the more I listened, I really like. She just and I loved how she talked about drag and the kind of person it takes to do drag and the importance of drag and just so all those things. When I was really listening to what she was saying, she just seemed a lot like what I would say, you know what I mean? So I thought, oh, maybe this is somebody that I would really enjoy being with. Maybe this is just, her on a
And what's funny is I liked her too, and I thought of you
when
I saw her because
that's so funny.
She reminds me of that same vibe as like Nina West, where it's like I'm here because I want to speak for the community.
Yes, I want to make a difference.
Want to make a difference, and I just want to spread love. And so I liked that, and I was like, I bet Mark would like her too because she's got that like Nina West thing going on.
Yeah, no, she did. She definitely stood out. Those are the three.
Congeniality, like potential for sure.
And I think she's the one that even, if I'm not mistaken, that referred to herself as she said she's gonna be the heart of the season or something like that. So, but yeah, those were the three for me.
The other one that stood out for me was Davina D'acampo, who anybody that's super campy like that, who says they've been on television, they are like a funny queen. So I'm excited to see like what she can bring to that. So
she was one of the singers, right?
She's been on The Voice.
I love it when the queens are like, I can sing. So.
But what worries me is if all of them perform live, who's going to lip sync?
Well, and that's what I thought was funny too, because not only were a lot of them saying they don't lip sync because they sing live,
right?
But a lot like Gothy Kendall was I don't perform, and I was like.
Well, yeah, that was a little bit. Let's talk about that because that was a bit of a red flag to me because her looks, like you go to her Instagram and her looks are so impressive and she's like, yeah, but I don't perform. I just like host and DJ, and I'm like, I'm not sure.
I didn't take very many notes from her. Like compared to like other people, I'm seeing them and I'm writing all this stuff, and for hers, I would like
Not much to say.
I wasn't.
Well, maybe she would prove herself,
and that could be. I mean, we're literally basing. Side note, we're basing this on
Meet the Queens.
30-second interviews that were edited for us to see.
Right.
So I don't hang out with Gothy. I've never seen her live. So side note, as I'm giving those commentary, I don't have much to say about her.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they do need.
I like her jacket.
Cute. And she said she sews and she sews well. So I'm assuming she made this.
She's like one of the only queens on this show who sews, and that was another mind blowing thing because it's like you had all the queens up front saying that they don't sew, and you're like. Yeah. Now you know the second challenge is going to be like a sewing challenge.
Usually the first one is. But she was also the one that said that she went out and dragged the first time and was hit, which we all were, girl. Don't worry. I'll bring in photos. But then she said she sat in her room for 6 months and practiced until she felt confident. So that made me feel good, at least that she was aware. You know what I mean? Like from the beginning. But yeah.
Cute.
Somebody in the chat roll said Davina D'acampo is pretty big in the UK. So
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
She was very quick to say that she was on The Voice and that she's worked with all the queens already and stuff like that. So those kind of things, when I hear them, I'm always just kind of like, okay, girl, I don't care who you worked with. I want to hear about you. Yeah. So it kind of turned me off from her, but whatever.
So did you guys see the preview? They did like this like short preview where they're all in like what looks like a mid-century modern house and they're kind of like partying around. I liked that preview because it was a lot different in style than the US previews we get, which are just like, you know, the queens wearing dresses in a like blank room usually with like some RuPaul music on in the background. Yeah. And so I was like, I feel like there's a narrative to this preview, which was exciting.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're really excited about it. From the production to the design to the stage to everything. So it's more about color this season. And even Ru showing legs for her lime green. Now I'm waiting for the memes because we are meme queens. I'm waiting for when they green screen Ru's dress. And she just be a floating head. Just walking down the runway.
Right. I did love that look because they do show a clip of the first runway from UK episode 1 of RuPaul coming down in a lime green big shoulder with a blonde. There it is.
Yeah.
Mohawk, and I thought she did look phenomenal.
They are going to meme this to death.
Yeah. And we also have the judges for their Michelle is there. Michelle Visage.
Right. Yes.
And then it looks like Alan Carr and Graham Norton.
Andrew Garfield, right?
Well, Andrew Carr and Graham Norton are going to be kind of like Carson and Ross Matthews, where they're going to alternate,
and then
there'll be a guest judge. And the first episode is Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and then they have Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I don't know Alan Carr. Does anyone see that? That's what I was going to say when you were talking about UK in general, and Ali touched on this a little bit too. Is that I don't know who Alan Carr is. You know, so a lot of times I feel like what we like about our Drag Race is when it's somebody that we know. Like, we all know Carson Kressley. We all know.
Well, not many people did. They know him from Drag Race, but they don't know him from anything else.
Well, but I feel like I know what you're saying. There are people that aren't going to know them. But for the most part, we usually know the judges. We're aware of who they are because they're American people that we know. I'm just curious how the translation's going to be for us on this panel, not knowing, like, I don't know Alan Carr.
Or you could very well.
This is going to be my first introduction to Alan Carr.
Or
you know what I mean?
You'll look him up and be like, oh, he was that person in that whatever, that film, that TV series.
I don't know. I think I looked at the list of guest judges, and for the most part, there might have been one or two here or there that I was like, I don't know. But for the most part, they seem to be people that I would think are recognizable to a U.S.
I'm just curious to see.
Cole.
I didn't know Cheryl Cole. I didn't know who that was. Oh, I didn't. I don't know Cheryl Cole. Sorry, I don't. Sorry, I don't. I don't know who that is. There was somebody else I wrote down to Google that somebody else. It's on the back. It was a bag of chips mentioned somebody that she worked with.
Girl, don't make a mess.
Jane McDonald. Her idol. She said she worked with Jane McDonald, her idol. It was like the most exciting moment of her life. I don't know who that is. I wrote it down so I could Google it. But I'm just curious how often we're going to have to look into things to find, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying we're not going to enjoy it by any means. I'm just touching on what you were talking about, it being in the UK.
That's why it will be educational for like US. Someone like me who doesn't really know, who's not educated with the UK brand at all. Yeah. I know like Harry Potter and I know Spice Girls. That's like something that's very mainstream though in the US. So to me, it's going to make me want to investigate.
Do you know Little Mix?
I do.
Okay.
Are they the guests? Are they? I don't even.
Yes, one of them.
I love them. I love Jade. Jade's my favorite.
I think Jade is the.
Yes.
I feel like you guys will know more.
I love it though. That's so good because the drag, like Willem, Alaska, and Courtney have been in their music videos. They love Drag Race, so that's really awesome.
Well, they're going to be on there.
That's so cool. Awesome.
Well, speaking of that, I was thinking, okay, so I do want to get to ask you guys, like, what challenges from the U.S. would you like to see in the UK? And for me, like, Snatch Game, as you guys know, is always one of my favorites. And I'm actually really excited to see UK personalities being portrayed on Snatch Game, because there's a lot, like, I feel like the UK is rife. I mean, you could have someone be the Queen, you could have people be the Spice Girls, you could have people be like Russell Brand, you know, and thinking of like outsized like personalities that would be just like great fodder for impression that I feel like haven't been done as much, probably because people are shying away from the whole accent thing.
Yeah, and they probably won't do
Not me.
other queens.
Not to me.
Yeah.
They're
Not
gonna do
shying
other
away.
queens. They're not gonna do RuPaul. Like, you know, because they kind of get away with it here in the U.S. Like, oh, I'm just going to play Ariana Grande. Like, you know, they're going to play, like, icons, I'm sure. So,
Well,
like Elton John. Somebody could be Elton John.
Well, they could do that here, too. But I think it's the accent, too. I think that's why a lot of people
I do think that people would get, like, they're worried. I mean, it's very rare that you had... who was the one who did the woman from Downton Abbey?
Ben de la
Creme did
Maggie Smith.
Smith on Downton Abbey, and it's like it's because part of the reason it was compelling was because she had this very like convincing accent as well. You know, if you're trying to struggle with the accent, people are going to be like, I don't get this.
But I will say that some of the queens don't have accents. I believe Crystal, she doesn't have an accent. Crystal. And then there's another queen that doesn't have an accent, so maybe they can possibly get away with not, unless they do like a British accent or something. So
or maybe we have an accent and they don't.
That's very true. We do have an American accent. We are we are in our LA bubble, people. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Okay.
So what challenges would you guys like to see them do that have been on the US show?
Go. Sorry. I love me a ball. I love the balls. So I would love to see a ball that's kind of like, let's do the glamorous look. Let's do, I don't know what theme it would be. Let's do glamorous. Let's do camp. And let's do something, I don't know, something else that's out of the box that we haven't yet seen in the U.S. I don't know what that would all encompass. Like, what would the theme, because, we had Monster Ball. We had Glitter Ball. I don't know. But, like, I really want to see with this small crop of queens. I'm not sure what episode they would do it on. I'm ready for a ball and seeing what
about like Royal Ball? Where it's like, God Save the Queen.
Well, they said that's the first runway.
It is?
Well, she says, here, I wrote it down.
It's a ball? That's the very first runway?
Two royal looks.
2 in 1, yeah.
So,
okay. Well, I want a ball.
UK England, UK Drag Race, giving me what I want. Giving me what I want already.
I want a ball.
I'm still trying to think. I like the Rusicals.
Yeah.
Those are cute. Maybe they'll be a lot more funnier since they sing live. We'll see who can, hit those keys, girl.
Find the note.
Find the note. So I like the musicals. They've been a little here and there, but we'll see. These girls are excited. This is their first time doing like a drag race show. So they're going to bring it. They're going to be really excited just as much as we are.
Yeah. I think I would like to see a roast. I like the roasts.
Okay.
I like when they roast people. I love the comedy stuff like that, where you really have to. Because I do feel like, you know, like when they did the All-Stars, was it this last season, when they all had to kind of create a party?
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Oh,
the themes?
yes.
See, I really
love that.
like that, and roasting and anything that has to do with what drag queens typically do. I really appreciate, like when it's acting challenges and stuff like that. You know, it's like, yeah, it's cute. You know what I mean? All that. But I want to get to the heart of this. And when you have a microphone in your hand on stage, you filling in for Raven at Mickey's, what's it going to be like? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know.
I like that you bring that up because I feel like All Stars has better challenges than the actual seasons. They're so much more interesting, so much more intricate, so much more based on hosting, which is what these queens are doing. And I think Monet is like such a phenomenal host as an entertainer. So I would love to see them maybe they're learning from doing all these constant All Star seasons, and hopefully they really learn from that and incorporate that into UK and how that will translate with all the UK references. So I'm really excited for what they're going to bring in this particular season.
Yeah.
I would also like to see, now that I know that like you have half the queens saying they can't sew, I'm like, okay, let's do like a 99-cent challenge, or like a dumpster challenge, or like a, you know, when they bring you a box of like themed stuff for you to make.
The unconventional challenges.
Yeah, I like those kind of like unconventional challenges, and also challenges that have you know, creative materials. Like I keep thinking about the sponge dress and the 99-cent challenge, you know, because it's like what you said, that when you're a drag queen, like this is, before you start to have money, this is like how you build your brand. You have to like find what you can find to like make things before you have the money to have like stuff being made for you.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of like where you see what someone might.
The heart of it.
Yeah, the heart of it.
And they don't censor out over there, do they?
I don't think so.
I'm ready to hear the word.
At least not to the extent that we do.
I'm ready to hear the C word a lot.
Yeah.
Can I say it? No?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that button.
Well, if you buy the episodes, they are uncensored. So I buy them on Amazon Prime, and they're all
well,
uncensored.
yeah. I don't think they just they don't censor
Oh,
at
Drag
all
Race,
on
you mean?
any of the
Yeah,
TV.
Drag Race is like you have people throwing F-bombs. Nothing's bleeped out if you buy it.
Do they still have
interesting.
like butts or like?
Yeah, that's still like.
Yeah, it's still
She's
blurred
a
out.
whore. It's like, yeah, they still have the eyes and
I don't-
penises blurred out. Yes, they do.
Just curious.
It's still America, okay? They still have to be like squeamish about body parts.
Yeah.
It's just prudes we are.
You can only catch an F-bomb. You can't catch someone's
Yeah.
taint.
Maybe that's a good thing. It's a blessing in disguise. Anyway.
You were waiting for the uncensored episode with Evie putting on the pink
The
stuff.
pink, oh, God,
I was
gross.
just curious. I would just like to
Just
see.
text her.
I like transparency. And
Ultimate transparency.
sorry, y'all. Okay.
So those are two we haven't talked about, which I think
Yes.
is interesting.
So the Vivienne is actually, it's interesting that I didn't mention her as like one of my favorites, because it's the only person that I recognize on the list. But I mean, not that I am not thinking that she's going to be great. Like, she does, again, have that kind of like fun British sense of humor. I guess there were just other queens I was thinking about before
Stood out
her
more.
that stood out more in the videos.
I think the reason why she didn't stand out for me was because she almost seemed too put together, too polished. Like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a jack of all trades, a queen of all trades, whatever you want to call her. And to me, that's not something that I find, I don't know, interesting. I mean, not to discredit her at all, but that's just the reason why I didn't really bring her up at all. I'm sure she's like such a talented queen, can do all this stuff, triple threat, whatever, but that's just my take on her.
She reminded me of, and I can't remember her first
Blank
name.
Andrews, I was going to
What
ask
is that?
you.
The one that, but the bus stop that got left. At the,
Roxxxy?
Roxxxy Andrews. I couldn't remember her first
and
name.
all
I
that
don't
was
know.
coming to mind was Julie Andrews.
I was like, I don't know why. I
seeing it.
sat out there forever going, I could have Googled it. I don't know why I didn't. But there was a couple of the images when they were, again, showing the side-by-side of her really kind of gave me a Roxxxy Andrews type look. I don't know if that's why I'm gravitating away from her. Any comments on Vivienne?
Bodysuit.
Yeah.
Is that her like thing, trademark or something?
Well, it's a bodysuit.
I'm never wearing a bodysuit around you. Around anybody. Actually, you wouldn't see
The
me in one.
premiere in a bodysuit.
Right.
Can Lorraine please come?
We'll see.
I want to see Lorraine. Just
So the
I
other
haven't seen her in a
one
while.
was Something Wong. I did like her explanation for like where she picked out the name.
I love the name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love, and you said it. I do like the names. Like, I feel like it's getting back to drag. Like,
Right.
I mean,
A lot of really
says
fun
Lorraine,
names.
says boring Lorraine Love. But like, I like, you know what I mean? I love when they come up with a creative thing
Right.
or something. And again, it may be like Vinegar Strokes. I don't understand that. Maybe it's a British thing that I don't get. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I loved the name. Other than that, my love kind of ended.
And
there.
The thing that was bothering me during the whole interview with her was that
Breastplate.
yeah. I'm a boob girl, and her
saggy
breastplate
breastplate.
was so messy.
It was
Yeah, how
just
you get your
like-
boobs on and they still saggy, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it was not a great breastplate, and then you could just like see it. It was like there was no.
Well, I guess that's
effect
the
to
point. I guess
conceal
that's
it.
what they do now, to just show the breastplate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
the white, like, this was just like a white, all white. And I was like, oh my God, girl. tone
Did
it down.
anybody also notice that it seemed like all of these were filmed in like an underground echo bunker? I was like, what is happening?
I felt like some were more than others. I felt like some were more than others. I noticed it on the so Bag of Chips and Blue Hydrangea. I didn't notice it as much, but then the
What do
next
you
person,
like?
Let's give them the good line.
Davina D'acampo.
They
It was
were
Davina
filming them
D'acampo.
all. They were filming them all
Yeah.
in the back area for season 1, where
Yeah.
they used to have the back scene in season 1. That's how it felt. I was like,
Well,
I was
aren't
like,
we shooting that there here?
I was like, where are they filming, y'all? And the one that Mark, you totally forgot, and we all glossed over, was Crystal.
No, he mentioned Crystal and
mentioned
Cheryl Hole.
Crystal.
That's why I didn't. But he did mention her a little bit. You said Cheryl. You
Cheryl's
talked
the-
about Crystal.
The dancer, right? I'm still not
Cheryl,
sure.
Cheryl
Hole was
Hole,
the
yes.
one who said she was like the Essex girl who said she was
Which a touch of glamour.
Okay.
lip sync
Based
assassin.
on Cheryl Cole, who someone in the chat room told me is dating one of the One Direction guys. Cheryl Cole.
I do
What?
feel like that whole
what
Essex
somebody
thing
said.
could be a very funny shtick, but
Yeah, somebody in the chat room said that. Cheryl Cole
I need to
has a
know.
kid with one of the guys from One Direction. Yeah.
What?
She said Cheryl. This is Cheryl Hole. Described herself as a lip sync assassin. This was another thing about her that I thought was interesting.
I love
when
the
I read
outfit.
this. She's
I love
not
that
wearing any jewelry. No rings, no bracelet, no necklace, no earrings.
Where's the jewelry?
I just thought that was an odd. Like, I was watching it. I liked the outfit. I like her hair, but I was like, really not a ring girl.
Mark is gonna come to your house
wait,
and
wait,
read
hard
you
to
if you
see.
ain't got jewelry on.
She does have one ring on.
No,
It's
she
on her left
doesn't.
finger.
Are
Yeah,
you
it's
sure?
right there. I can
Zoom
see
She
in.
it.
has
Okay.
one ring on her left
I'll
finger
zoom in.
for all
Come
of
on,
us.
She
Yeah,
maybe
it's
put it on
so
for the photo
She's
because
married.
in the video I don't remember seeing it. Anyway, but I just thought that was interesting.
Damn. Oh my god.
All right, now how does that make you
She
feel?
says she's not a good sewer too.
How does that make you feel? Like, I like the Skittles on the dress.
Well,
do
that
too.
was my thought. Was maybe she's like, well, I want it to be about the dress, but girl, you still wear like a circle, like a little dot earring or something, or a ring. More than that.
Well, this is
I don't know.
This is like brunch drag. Like, you put your thigh-high boots on. Every queen has a pair of thigh-high boots, and you put your bodysuit on, put your Skittles on it, and go.
I can give it a pass because she's the lip sync assassin apparently of this season. So like
So she
this
don't
is what
need the
she does.
earrings.
In her
She doesn't
words.
want she doesn't want it to fly off. It's fine. Already I'm
She's
looking
not
at-
lip syncing
she's
right
not-
here.
Okay, that's fine. But she's not one of my favorites. But I see like her brand and I think that's so important.
Watch, she's the winner.
Maybe so, but I'm like I see her brand.
She probably won't wear the crown.
Some of the other queens I look at, and not to discredit them, but I don't see a brand, and I think it's important to see a brand, and so shout out to her for actually like,
branding
incorporating
is so
that.
important. Let them know why, Ollie.
Who else did you say? Crystal.
Wait, really?
Crystal.
Crystal, who was like she was the one who does the crazy like aerial.
Yeah, she
Yes.
does aerial circus,
Now,
that metal
when
grinding.
are we going to see this stuff, though? You're not going to
Right.
come out there and hook up stuff while you're...
Oh, they better, because now I'm waiting for it.
yeah. if
I'm
you
waiting
said
for the
Because I
challenge.
feel like if you said it,
Yeah.
it must be shown.
Right.
So, because they shoot this after they've already shot the whole show. Yeah. So this is the last little icing on the cake. So I'll be like, yeah, I'm a lip sync assassin, knowing if I sent 2 bitches home, I'm going to say that, you know?
Oh, my God.
We might see her in the air.
Okay, can we get some clarification? I'm sorry, Cheryl Cole was the one who had a child with Liam.
Yeah.
I thought you said Cheryl Hole.
No, girl.
Okay, that's why I was so confused.
She's not a woman.
Okay.
That's
why I was so confused. Did they adopt? I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted clarification.
Cheryl Cole.
I can't.
There's too many Cheryls.
I'm going back to the accent because I think it's much easier to understand me when I talk.
The chat was not here for the accent.
I don't care. I don't do this shit for the chat room. I do it for me.
Okay, well, speaking of that, Mark has a weekly Drag Race show where you may or may not be able to hear his accent even more.
Possibly. You may hear it every once in a while.
Are you going to be in drag?
Possibly every once in a while. And possibly in drag doing an accent too. So you just never know. It's called...
This has morphed into Australia.
I know.
New Zealand.
I'm content. I'm content doing it. Pretty much. I'm okay with it.
What are you going to talk about on Drag Race?
It's RuPaul, AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul Drag Race News Weekly. And I cover what's going on that week. Things I've heard about. Things are on Twitter. Things people are talking about. All kinds of different things.
About us?
No.
Possibly. Possibly with an accent. Only with an accent when I talk about you.
Only with an accent, yes.
Yes.
It'll soften the blow.
Michelle Visage is on UK's Dancing with the Stars.
Strictly, yeah.
Which is called Strictly Dancing, right?
I saw it.
Yeah.
She looks great.
Yeah.
At first, I was a little nervous because she was a little stiff. Those ankles was getting behind her, and then she started to like.
How did we end up with Sean Spicer and England gets Michelle Visage?
Right.
Well,
Scheduling.
Yeah. She's very. And I feel like she's more confident now. Like she got rid of the boobs,
right.
And she's lighter on her feet. So I was like, okay, turns in her sequence. So I was like, if she's gonna wear drag costumes, they better be correct. So.
What was her girl group name again?
Seduction.
She's putting those seduction experience to work. So I'm really happy for her. Good.
Yeah.
So work, Michelle.
And Giovanni's hot,
right?
The dancer.
Yeah.
Isn't that name Giovanni something? It's very Italiano.
He is very hot.
Sassy.
Good for her.
So does anyone else have any other news before we...
No, but I want to thank everyone for letting us be the ESPN of TV Talk. And if you can do me a flavor, please give us a flavor, whatever flavor you want. Give
Pumpkin
us a 5.
spice.
Yeah, it's the season. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We really appreciate it because we love you guys. We love talking about it. We love the live chat. I'm seeing Ryan B. and Joseph and Andrew and Amy. I love you guys. Yes. And keep giving us the 5-star reviews because the other ones don't work because we just want to keep doing this week after week. And subscribe, like, share with your friends, family. We love you. Mwah.
That's me.
Until then.
You guys, we will not be here next week, but we will be here the week after the first episode.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yes.
So in October... Tune back in Sundays, 3 p.m., same time, same AfterBuzz place, but just wait till it premieres because, we can't be talking about a show anymore that hasn't aired yet.
Right.
Yes, there we go. There's the crowd that you're looking for.
Thank you.
So, we're going to have some fun stuff coming up this season. A lot of different new segments and a lot of new gags and gigs,
I wonder what
gizmos. And, so we're branding this for everybody that loves our show and watches it from all over the world. So thank you. And... Drag Race Weekly. Watch Mark on it.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can find me 123 Jackie B on all platforms. Mark is in the
you can find me on the Instagram and the Twitter.
And on Drag Race Weekly.
And on Drag Race Weekly at Lorraine Love. LORAYNE LOVE.
Hang on, I'm waiting. That was me marching, by the way. Yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at whoisJaylaRoxx. That's 2 X's, 3 if you nasty.
And I'm Ollie Drennan. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at OllieDreamer.
Do we have the rights for this?
We're going to clap.
Do we have the rights for this? Peace out. Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.